look, I made you some content. Daddy made you your favorite. Open wide. Welcome to How to a Human. This is the podcast where we talk about all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Binning.
I'm one of your hosts, Evan, the Content King Cox.
And today, we're going to be talking about creating content. Do we think it's awkward? Do we think it's awkward to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, but we can't say for sure.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, good save.
Thank you.
Evan, something I would like to know.
What's that?
Immediately.
Is
how you doing?
Good.
Thanks.
Got that out. Yeah, I'm doing fine. I do have a something that needs to be mentioned because something happened semi-recently. At this point, probably maybe a month ago, and I'm not sure if you or other listeners saw this interaction.
Okay.
On the How Do We Human Instagram.
Great.
So, hey, not to get into content too quickly, I make some content. You know, I've been making the content for a while now in the world, in my life. And, when you're running a social media site, sometimes you just got to get those numbers up, and you got to push that content out, get those followers up. But a good way to kickstart it, you got to do that old tried and true follow and follow technique. People like your stuff, follow all of them, and then if they don't follow you back in a week or so, unfollow those fools. And soon enough, you get some followers, and this is nice. But when that little well of people, enough people liking stuff dries up, you just search some hashtags, comedy podcasts, hashtag comedy podcasts, what have you. And you just kind of maybe find a post that we're like, oh, they would like us too. And you start liking those people. Yeah, it's normal. It's a thing you do.
Yeah.
So the other day, I forget which, it doesn't really matter. I posted some video we did. And the only comment on it said, "Did you mean to follow me?" And I'm like, what does that mean? And I looked at the handle, and the handle, I don't remember it exactly, but it was, I'm going to say, it had all these words in it, if not more words.
Okay.
At Black Men's Feet.
Okay.
And I clicked into it to be like, oh yeah, this is it's like a private account. This is just somebody collecting pictures of black men's feet, and I fucked up. So they were right. I did not mean to follow them, and I have since unfollowed them. No yuck and yums. Just hey. If you're going to comment on our videos, I'm going to bow out. That was the great follow and follow excitement of recent times. I feel like I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it for the listeners' sake. How are you doing?
I'm sick. I got COVID. Bum, 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 bum. I know that a lot of you were wondering who was going to get it first.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the person who occasionally goes to concerts, or the person who's worked the entire pandemic in a customer-facing role? And it was me.
Sorry.
This is day 10, I think, of COVID, and I am mostly better at this point. Minor cough still, a little bit of phlegm still. I don't know if you know this, but having COVID is bad.
I've heard this rumor.
Sucks.
I know, it is funny how it's like that we've ridden that kind of wave of like, quote unquote, the pandemic's over, meaning like enough people are vaccinated and now we'll all just kind of get it. And it kind of just got to like, you hear people get it and it's like, yeah, you'll get sick. But man, everyone I talk to that gets it, it's just like, it sucks. It is not fun. And I am the only person in my family that has not gotten it yet. And now I'm also the only person in our podcast family that hasn't gotten it. So.
That's true. I naively thought, oh, maybe I'll be asymptomatic. Maybe that's why I haven't had it at this point.
Yeah.
Still being out in public all the time. Maybe I'm asymptomatic and I've had it before. But that was not the case. I was very symptomatic.
What you got?
I had coughing. I had sore throat. I had headache. I had general fatigue. No diarrhea. I know that's listed as one of the symptoms you can have for COVID.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty exciting. And believe me, if I ever do have diarrhea, you'll be the first to know.
I feel like I know.
But yeah, I also, I started my COVID time the way that any doctor would recommend, which is angry. And maybe we'll cut this out. We'll see. But I just for your sake, at least, because my girlfriend got it first. She got it.
I did not know that.
She felt like she had it on Thursday.
Yeah.
And was at work and felt like, wow, I really just feel like I've gotten hit by a bus.
Yeah.
And she and I work at the same place and also live together.
Yes.
So I'm just going to kind of run down the series of events. Obviously, you and I are not management material, but think of this as an exercise to see if you would make the same decisions across the board that they made. So Thursday, she starts feeling sick during her shift. She tells management, it's like, hey, I feel sick. Can I take a COVID test?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yes.
Great.
So she takes a test and it's negative.
Okay.
Friday comes around. This time both of us have to go to work. Thursday was my day off.
Yeah.
We both go to work on Friday. But before we leave, she's like, I'm going to take another test. I still feel sick.
Yeah.
She takes a test. It comes out positive. Now, the positive line or whatever isn't really like, it's not full, but it's there.
Okay. Yeah.
So she's like, that's weird. I'm going to take another test.
Yeah.
She takes another test. This one's negative.
I knew it.
So she calls work and is like, hey, I have tested positive, but I've also tested negative. What do you want me to do? And they say, come in anyway. And as soon as you get here, we're going to test you.
Okay.
So comes in, tests, positive, sends her right home. The shift has started for maybe like 17 minutes. Send her right back home.
Yeah. Wow.
As we've mentioned too, we got to take a little bus from where we parked to get to the place. They're like, don't take that bus. We'll walk your ass over there to your car.
Jesus.
They pull me into an office. They're like, hey, I know you already know this. She tested positive.
Yeah.
And since, you've been in close contact, we're just advising you that you've been in close contact with somebody who tested positive.
Yeah.
we're not going to send you home to quarantine. We're going to have you keep coming to work. In a couple days, you can start testing, maybe on like Sunday or so. You can start testing, see if you're positive.
Okay.
But until then, hey, just keep coming to work, baby. You know, my girlfriend tried to tell them like, hey, before we came to work, I prepared food and he ate it.
Yeah.
Does that change anything? We live in a 1-bedroom place. There's not a lot of distance between us. They're like, nah, he's got to keep coming to work because some people never catch it.
Hey.
Okay? That highly transmissible disease, some people don't catch it. So keep coming to work.
You.
I go to work on Saturday. I feel a little extra tired, but I also didn't sleep very well the night before. We slept in separate rooms to try to create a distance. I test Saturday night, and I'm negative. I go to work Sunday. It's like an hour and a half into the shift on Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I suddenly am feeling many a symptom.
Oh, no.
I tell a supervisor, I'm like, hey, can I just take a test here? And they're like, sure, it's a process. It's not like the home test. It's like a teledoc thing. I was like, okay, that's fine. I still have the symptoms and would like to take the test.
Yes.
I talked to an admin person. They're like, yes, we have, much like Arby's has the meats, we have the tests. But it has to be administered by the assistant manager. He's the highest ranking official that's here. So he's got to step in here and do it. He came in, he was like, all right, I don't know where the tests are. I'm going to call the manager. So he calls the manager. He puts the manager on speakerphone so that I also will have to talk to the manager.
Oh, fun.
And, you know, this is on Father's Day. He's like, hey, how's it going? Happy Father's Day, by the way. I'm sitting here with Chris. And then he just kind of like points to me to like take over.
Oh, I hate that.
And the manager's like, what's going on, gentlemen? I'm like, well, I've started to feel like I have COVID symptoms. And before I can say anything else, he says, well, then why'd you come to work? There are signs everywhere that say if you experience symptoms, don't come to work.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't when I came to work, and now I do. And he says, well, we're not going to test you here. You've got to go home and test. Go home sick on your own hours, or you can stay and work the rest of the shift.
Jesus.
Now, out of spite, I was like, well, maybe I'll just stay and work the rest of the shift, and if I get other people sick, like, sorry, that's poor management. Exactly. And so I said, well, then maybe I'll just stay the rest of the shift and distance from everybody else, whatever. I've been wearing my mask. And he was like, oh, so I guess you don't feel any symptoms. And I was just like, fuck you. Like, so then I left the room without a test, even though as keen-eared listeners may have picked up on, they did test my girlfriend twice, 2 separate days at work.
Yeah.
But told me, no, we're not going to test you.
Baffling.
Yeah. So I send an email to the person who originally told me I was in close contact.
Right.
It was like, here's what happened. This is the opposite of everything you told me. And then I went home, took a test, and it was positive. So,
damn.
Did not work the rest of that shift. But then I did a little digging and was like, oh yeah, here it very clearly states in the OSHA rules that if an employee is feeling COVID symptoms, you have to test them as an employer. But then I spent the rest of the days getting my ass kicked by that virus. Is that how you would have handled it as a manager, Evan?
I mean, if I'm being honest, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I get to be a manager, that's still how I'm going to handle it.
Hell yeah.
I'm a rebel.
You passed the test. You're management material.
That's frustrating AF. I just say it endless times. I hate nothing more than getting conflicting instructions from people who should very much be on the same team.
Yep.
That sucks. And yeah, God knows getting angry and stressed out doesn't help when you start getting sick.
Yeah, I did save those OSHA guidelines to my phone. I haven't been back to work since. I'll go back on Friday, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see if the manager remembers that conversation we had.
Did you?
Because I'm prepared if he does. Because I won't necessarily say anything otherwise. But if he wants to fight, I've got the ammo.
Sleeves full of OSHA reports.
That's right.
Just fling them at him like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We postponed this recording for a while.
Yeah, we did.
Coughing. But I'm enjoying that making you laugh gives you a coughing fit.
Yeah.
It's like a little extra.
Yeah, motivation.
No, it sucks when it's been that long. Is it still like coughing just hurts?
No, it did for a while. Now it's just annoying.
Ugh. You able to taste stuff?
Taste, yes. Okay. Smell has been yeah, it's been impacted. Yeah.
Damn.
So we'll see what kind of long COVID I end up with.
All right.
It was also really sad, Evan, because the Supreme Court created some content. And
it sure did.
It was like right at the same time that I tested positive, and so I really could not make things about me. Nobody cared.
That's the biggest shame of all.
The biggest shame of all, yeah.
Because the biggest shame of all is it couldn't be about me. Content.
Yep.
We make it. We take it.
Yeah.
You better not break it.
Don't we shake and bake it.
Goddamn forsake it. Is this content?
We rake it.
We rake it. As I said earlier, I've been making a lot of content for a long time now.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. I don't like it. I don't like making content. I like making this content. This is fun. Can this just be all I do?
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Fuck. That's great.
What are the sorts of content that you don't like to make, Evan?
Well, it's basically that being a content creator has been in my job title for a long time now, over a decade. So yeah, just a lot of, I didn't even think about specifics. I've just specifically made a lot of stupid content that I don't care about. And then at the same time, I'm like, I want to do a podcast. I want to make music or do other comedy things. And I want to make that content. But I've spent all day making content, and I'm sick of making content.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does this make sense?
Yeah, it does. You're burned out.
I'm burned out. And the big problem for me, what I hate, is that music's a good example. I don't know if it as much comes up with the podcast, maybe a little bit, but like doing music, I just want to make music. I want to put the music out. Ta-da.
Yeah.
People listen to it. People hate it, or they like it, or they love it, and they tell me all about it. But instead, you just put out music and nobody hears it.
Yeah.
Absolutely
this
zero people
is more
hear
relatable
it.
now.
And to get people to hear it, you just have to make other content to support the content you want to make. It's dumb. It's very dumb. And every time you put something out, it's like you got to come up with social posts and make a lyric video or a preview video or something like stuff for stories and ads. If you want to run some ads, it's like no, I don't want to do any of that at all. It sucks. Yeah, that's that's my little rant.
Yeah,
Content
I mean,
sucks.
social media content especially.
Oh yeah.
Part of the reason I knew that like COVID was hitting me hard was because I was suddenly on Twitter and Instagram a lot more than I have been recently, which was also making it worse because fuck those places.
Fuck them. It's bad news. You, sir.
Yep.
Put out some content of your own.
Yeah.
You've got your own little YouTube channel.
I did. I uploaded a video yesterday.
Oh, I feel like nowadays you're more, it's a lot of the editing stuff, but you used to do the movie reviews in which you were on camera.
Yeah, I used to put myself out there a lot, and the world said, no, thank you.
Get back in there.
So now I'm taking things that other people have made and editing them to be different.
You should edit yourself into just like a little bit. Like, these are all the movies from this past year, and then just a clip from the podcast. That's what you're supposed to do with music stuff, and I've done it like on Spotify. You could just make a playlist that's like, here's this fun playlist, and then you put your stuff on there also, and people have to listen to it for a second.
Yeah,
I don't want to keep diving down that rabbit hole because I like get cranky, but and I don't. Are you able to monetize your YouTubans?
I was,
Okay.
and then, like I was able to get tiny little bits of monetization.
Yeah.
My videos, there were some that had, a couple thousand views, but I wasn't getting consistently large enough numbers to be making a lot of money, and Google AdSense wouldn't let you cash out any money until you hit $100.
Right. That is the
And
rule.
I was at about $98, I want to say. And then Logan Paul put a video of a dead body in Japan up on the internet, and YouTube and Google AdSense changed everything about their policies to make it more difficult for I don't know who, because Logan Paul's doing just fine.
He sure is. That didn't hurt him at all.
Nope. And now you have to do a lot more to be able to make money on YouTube. And a lot of what I have started to do now is not able to be monetized anyway because it's other people's footage.
Copyright stuff. Yeah, I was just saying that to say that I never really made any money. I've been putting out music since I was in high school. And I've been on the major platforms for like 6-7 years now. And I have made a total of $8.
Nice.
It's depressing, and it's not all
Yeah.
about money. I don't do it for the money, clearly, but when it's tough to make stuff for creative joy, and then for someone else to just be like, okay, but here's the dollar value of it. It's roughly $1 a year.
Yeah.
Ouch. But the reason I asked about your YouTubings is I wondered if you had the same experience I did. Because we talked, I believe, last week about my robotherapy and texting with a therapist,
Right.
to where we would second guess it because we have to reread it. I find that way more prevalent when I'm not reading something, I'm looking at my dumb face. I'm looking at my dumb face trying something. And I have a lot of second guesses in the editing process.
Yeah.
I really have to shut down a part of my brain to put out something with me on it.
Yeah, I don't have that issue as much.
Ooh.
I mean, I remember, because a lot of what I tried to do, I really tried to do a lot of different things with those reviews.
Yeah.
To, like, figure out something that would stick and
what do you
catch
want
on.
from me?
Yeah. And what I think people really, really would have wanted was for me to have started doing it 10 years earlier, so that there'd be less competition.
Yeah.
But I tried a lot of different things, and one of the things that I tried doing, especially towards the end, was making the reviews more of like sketches.
Mm-hmm.
And usually there were a couple that I did with other people. I remember actually one of them was a friend of the podcast, Wes. It was like right after that Logan Paul thing, and I had him play a Logan Paul type, and we went to, I forget what the joke was or like what the game was for him, but we saw the Chris Hemsworth movie 12 Strong about the soldiers in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I think that it was something like how come that movie got to film all those dead bodies, not knowing that they were actors, I think was the joke of it. But anyway, that like thank you. And other times it was like me playing both parts. And so like, again, I don't remember what the joke was for Shape of Water. I feel like it was that, like me, I was reviewing the movie, and then I was also reviewing it with me, but with a mustache, as like I think a guy who also wanted to have sex with fish creatures. But anyway, I say all that to say that in the process of making those, especially when it's me playing both parts and I have to intercut myself to make it seem natural, it's not so much that I have second guesses about whether or not it's good, as much as I like just can't stand the second before or after I try something and I'm watching it back.
Ooh, that's rough.
The shame of right after it's finished, or the like you really see me like building up to it. It's like that's the rougher part for me.
Yeah, the like smile, fake smile,
just
face drop, jowls fall, deadness returns to eyes. Turn off the camera.
That was the other thing, actually. I'm glad that you mentioned fake smiling, because that was the other thing that I was struggling with. Was you can't like start the review like dead expression, which is what I generally have. So I would have to like fake smile and be like, welcome back to the channel. I never said anything like that, but that sort of energy of like
Well, that's why you never
We're
got
all
$100.
come to my community and subscribe, and this is a fun place to be. But that was the hardest too. Was like seeing in the editing process that I'm making the effort.
Yeah.
It just is not working, and is not because it's not genuine.
That's the weirdest thing. We do, obviously, through doing this podcast, we know how we are.
Yeah.
Like, at a certain point, when you're making stuff, you kind of just go like, "Hey, I mean, everybody does this. It's always awkward, and you just put it out and find your audience." But it's like, no, there are genuinely some people that are they're just stoked to be like, hit that subscribe button, like.
Right.
I'm talking to you, and it comes through, I guess, and people go like, "Ooh, I like that. I like this content creator. He really wants me to subscribe." So I do, and I get a little ding when he puts out a video.
Yeah.
Not to just be like, "Hey, let's do an episode about YouTube," because we could. We absolutely
could,
but we
I'm sure
practically
we will.
are at this point. But I'm down to talk YouTube forever. But what the game the game I hate the most, which pretty outside of one area, this is a game I do not play.
Okay.
Is the thumbnail game.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
we all know what
game.
a thumbnail has to. If it's a video with a person in it, the thumbnail has to be your giant face making the dumbest fucking face you can possibly muster.
Yep.
And either just like an image of something or something that'll make people go like, "What?
Well, I gotta see this."
Yeah. It's just a picture of Orson Welles as Citizen Kane and you like vomiting.
Yeah. There's
that'd be a good thumbnail. We get some clicks with that.
There are 3 types of thumbnails, I feel. Okay. There's person making outrageous face. There's hot woman either showing her booty or her cleavage. Yes. And thumbnail number 3 is some ordinary photo, but you've either put a red circle around something.
Oh, yeah.
Or like an arrow pointing to something that will never be addressed in the video. It's just to make you go, wait, what? So those are the 3 types of thumbnails. I only ever did thumbnail number 1, making a face.
I hoped so. I felt like I've seen some silly faces of yours making their way around YouTube.
And the problem is it works. The dumber and more outrageous the face, the easy. Higher the view count generally.
No, it's baffling. Like, because we've reached a point now where obviously like YouTube is a lot of people's full-time jobs. And you look at these hyper successful people and their videos are well-oiled machines. They look great. And then it's like we were talking about memes last week. It's like the thumbnail has to be a meme. The thumbnail has to look really like unpleasant.
Yeah.
Because people will only click on something that they're turned off by. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but bigger is better. Big eyes, big mouth.
Can't lose.
Big eyes, big mouth. Can't lose.
Can't lose.
I said Big Mouth, which was a Netflix show.
Yeah.
And I was going to say something in relation to that, but I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, and Big Eyes, of course. Yeah. Tim Burton movie.
That's true. Can't lose.
Big Eyes, Big Mouth, Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble.
The most recent video that I've uploaded was is more like a sketch, I guess. But if you've seen Stranger Things season
I have.
4, volume 1,
I
episode
have.
4, Dear Billy, in which the character of Max is like trapped in Vecna's spooky castle lair.
Yeah.
And then everybody plays running up that hill in order to get her on out of there.
Yeah.
I just put up a sketch that was basically like, what if that character had the same taste in music that I did when I was a freshman in high school? And so it's all the same footage, but instead of running up that hill, it's Weird Al Yankovic's White and Nerdy.
Great.
And then I did another one that, like, in the same video, I only played it for like 40 seconds or whatever. And then I did another one that was like, what if it was my taste as a senior in high school? And then it was the song Jack Sparrow by The Lonely Island. And then, but what if it was like my taste in music now? And then it was All the Eyes on Me by Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that, like, in my head, I was like, this is a funny idea.
Yeah.
And then I made it. And I was like, this isn't as funny as it was in my head, but it's not unfunny.
All right.
But I posted it knowing that, like, some people aren't going to like this. And sure enough, let's check that YouTube studio right now.
Let's do it.
Let's check the likes to dislikes ratio. Out of 46 views, 7 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down.
Ooh.
87.5% like ratio.
Yeah, that was Howie. He's in the algorithm.
Yeah. But somehow that 1 out of those 8, that's the one that sticks out.
Always.
That's the one where I'm like, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have uploaded this.
I think that's you. It's your subconscious. As soon as you upload it, you click down.
No, it's the opposite. I go to my other account, watch the video in full, and press the thumbs up button.
Yeah. Click on all the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not to just completely loop around, but it's tough to just like you make something like that. And I've done this where I'll just like put something like that out. Not really like that because I don't do anything outside of the music stuff. But I should. Or should I? Who gives a shit? But you put something out, it always feels like, well, yeah, you got to share it everywhere. It's like,
yeah.
But I already did. I just shared it with the world of YouTube. But it's just nobody's gonna find it or see it, so you've got to share it now with your close friends and your family and people you don't really remember from high school.
Yeah,
and I hate that a lot.
Me too. At first it was exciting, not unlike sharing this podcast at the beginning. There are people who you would never think would check it out and respond positively. That's exciting. And then you keep doing the stuff, and the feedback becomes less and less, and you just kind of go back to shouting into the void.
Yeah, that algorithm gets you every time. It's and the hard thing is the funny what I want to say, like, you don't post on social very often.
No, I've cut back a lot.
But you somehow that is posting way more often than I do. I pretty much never post anything, and then I make some music, And I'm like, oh, I guess I have to. So the whole fucking feed of all my socials end up just being like cover art. Just me going like, here's a thing to listen to. So I always go like, I gotta take a picture of my dog or something. Freshen up the feed. But I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks because now I'm just like, I just have social media to support my content.
Yeah, that's the only reason I still have it.
Yeah.
The number of times where I've wanted to just delete it all and then thought, no, but what if I finally get around to making that video I've thought about for the last 5 years?
And what about
how am I going to get 4 views on it if I don't have my Twitter account?
The void is going to be so quiet without you.
Yeah, I do relate to that burnout thing, and it's not even that like I'm doing like a video essay all day every day.
Right, yeah.
But I have video essay ideas and like other like editing videos that I'd like to do.
Totally.
And it's like, what's the point? Yeah. It's not going to come out as funny in practice as it is in my brain.
Yeah.
And even if it did, not that many people are going to see it. So
that's the
why bother? Like... other than to just get it out of my brain.
Yeah. It is. At the end of the day, that's kind of it. I've been on a big old like Buddhist tear lately, which I tend to be. But just like, yeah, none of it's important. It's just like the most important thing in my mind, like as a creative person, is like, yeah, you kind of just have to get it out there. Just doesn't matter if it does well or not. It's like, I had this thing, and then you make it, and then there it is, and you feel better.
Yeah,
it's like scratching an itch. But we live in a capitalist society, and I want to succeed. I want to succeed so bad. But no, similarly with the music, I also go like, and I've done it with the podcast before. I've thrown that out, like maybe we should do like sketches or something. We've done a couple of little stories here, and we did one. That was kind of fun. But yeah, I know for a fact I'm like my music would do better, and my YouTube channel would do better if I also did anything talking to the camera. If I did like lesson how to play this song, or just like talking about music or something, like gear reviews, people would look more.
Yeah,
but I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. That's not me. I don't want to be that. Because again, it's the beginning of it. Maybe I'll shoot like a deep fake. I'll figure out how deep faking works.
Yeah,
I'll just put my face on like Logan Paul, just being like, hit the subscribe. Then I'll start my video where I'm just like, this guitar is nice. I bought it with my own money because nobody wanted to sponsor me. And it was expensive. This guitar was expensive. That's my review. We've gotten, I mean, everyone does that has a business account, but we get those on Instagram. You'll always get like, we want to work with you. Do you want to be a brand ambassador for us? We've gotten a few of those. They're like fancy sunglasses. I'm like, what, you want us to just wear sunglasses while we record? Like, yeah. What's your plan? Yes, that is what they want. All right. Maybe
should we do a whole episode on sunglasses?
I've actually got a lot of thoughts on sunglasses. I'm down.
Great.
That is weirdly a part of my life at the moment. And I gotta talk sunglasses, figure some shit out, because I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Well, maybe we need to get those free sunglasses.
Yeah, maybe. Get some free. Yeah, maybe we need a year of yes. We'll just say yes to every brand ambassador offer. But just so you know, in case you're like, why isn't Evan taking free stuff? These are all bullshit.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Hey, I'm from Vanessa Flair Jewelry. We want to work with you as we're looking for ambassadors who are willing to promote our company by offering them free jewels. This podcast could use more jewels.
We could use more jewels.
That makes me funny.
Are these family jewels? That makes me funny.
That makes me funny. About time. Yeah, I'd wear a chain on camera.
I'd wear
for free
2 chains. I'd like to talk about the fact that everything is referred to as content now, and how I think that's gross.
I agree.
Call things what they are.
Agreed. But also to the degree that like people will like, if you want to go the real deep end of the gross spectrum, like people will call like a movie content, and that's sad. But I feel like it's significantly more common for people to consider podcasts content because, like I'm saying, with like, I just want to put music out, but I feel like I do those cover songs. I don't really want to do them, but they definitely help get views. But that's a lot of people's other things, like you're an actor, you got to get your name out. I'll do a podcast. Or if we didn't have this, if I was not interested in comedy stuff and I was just doing my music, it would be like, you probably should start a podcast and talk about music stuff. And I know this is a thing we do. It may not sound like it, but we put a lot of work into this. This is a podcast. We're not just creating content.
Yeah.
Or are we?
Or are we?
Maybe. Fuck if I know.
Originally, when I was my voice was much worse than this a couple days ago, I was just going to try to create an entire soundboard of like responses to see how deep we could get into the episode before I like wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
But that seemed like a lot of work, and also I forgot.
I get it. You know, sometimes when things are more work than not work, they're easier to forget.
I'd like to pose this question, tying it all back to the thesis of this podcast.
Yeehaw!
What can we do to not feel so bad about making content, and to also start making more of the content we like?
Yeah, that's a hard one. And the answer's have money and hire other people to do it.
Yeah, have money is a big one.
Have money helps.
Hire some people that like other people really want to see in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? Get those that eye candy of any kind. Just as long as people want to check them out.
Big mouths going,
causing big trouble. And of course, have 80% confidence.
Gotta have 80% confidence. I don't know if it's good or not, but the way I end up putting content out is just like, it's just shutting that brain off. It's just going like, it doesn't fucking matter. I get deeply depressed every time I hit publish. What does it matter? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's gonna watch it, so there's no harm in putting it out.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, actually, is there's no harm in putting it out because nobody's gonna see it.
Yep. And it in the world of like, you're talking, you only see the negative comments or the thumbs down. And me, I don't even, it doesn't have to be a negative comment. It can just be something that's not a full-on compliment, and I'll start reading deeply into it. Like, wait, what the fuck do they mean? Are they being mean? And I don't get it. But
What do they mean, hot singles in my area are looking to chat?
What are they talking about? My chair just popped and shot me up close to the microphone. It looked like I was wow.
Yeah,
listeners
boing.
won't have seen that. Boing.
Unless that's the clip we pull.
Unless that's the clip we pull. But what I was going to say before you go off is, you get those thumbs down, but you're also getting those thumbs up. And in the long run, the people that gave you a thumbs up are going to remember what you did, and the people that gave you the thumbs down are not going to remember the thing you did. So fuck it. Who gives a shit? Make 1 or 2 people in the world happy.
And hopefully one of them is you. I will say that the other thing that upsets me, though, less than like hitting publish, is when I see content that is very popular.
Yeah.
That is garbage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at you, this. Instagram's explore page.
Holy shit, yeah. The algorithm going like, you seem like you like comedy. Let me show you some comedy. It's like, oh, you're off mark.
Yeah. I don't know. And the problem is, sometimes you look at it and the algorithm goes, great. So you want to see a million more videos exactly like this, but with different people? You got it. Yep.
And that's the most depressing thing is there are.
Yeah.
You find them just people copying it, just doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again.
Yeah.
It's bad. But yeah, that always almost gives me like a good example is comedy stuff where it's like, I took a bunch of sketch writing classes. I performed in a bunch of sketches. I like sketch comedy. I like comedy, period. And I have funny ideas every now and then. And I have literally never filmed one and put it up anywhere. At least not since I was in high school. I used to, I guess, with my friend. But similar to the podcast, I had a friend. I had a friend at the time, and they pushed me into it, and I was like, great, now I'm doing something. But man, I can come to terms with like, yeah, maybe that's just not me. I'm just not gonna do that in my life. That's fine. But then I see someone else do something comedic, and I'm just like, well, I mean, I know that's not funny.
Right.
So maybe I am funny, and I'm depriving the world of my genius.
Yeah. I think so.
That's terrible news. We can't have
that. Something that we can have is listeners of this podcast. You can find this podcast on all sorts of platforms. Yeah. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, howdowehuman.com. Leave a review, give us a rating, share it with your friends. We've made over 160 some episodes of content. So seriously, push that content out like pills.
Let our content make you content.
Yes, I love it. Something else that I love is our social media. Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, don't let everything we said earlier make it sound like we don't love our social media.
We love it. I know that we repeatedly say that if it wasn't for like having to promote stuff, we wouldn't have social media. That's just the cool thing to say,
Oh, yeah.
We absolutely love it.
We're just playing the algorithm. This is what's hot now.
This is what's hot right now.
That's why we're so popular.
Yeah. And one of the places you could see us be popular is on Instagram at How Do We Human.
We got that handle.
You could check us out on Twitter at How Do We Human Pod.
Meow. We tweet those tweets.
Facebook, How Do We Human.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
Or send us an email to howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it is coffee.
Oh, no.
I'm very tired. It's very hot. And you have COVID.
Yeah.
I apologize to anyone if this was a lower energy episode. I feel like we've just kind of been at a lower level than we had been the past few episodes, but maybe people needed a break from
people needed a break.
Our mania.
We were so high energy before.
Oh, we were manic.
We were just, it was too much.
It was a lot.
But something that, you could really ramp it up here for us, Evan. Got anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been thinking a lot. I've been, I don't know. Maybe we got to do an episode about sugar. I've taken a break from sugar. I know we talked about it. No.
Oh, honey. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Sugar. Yes. Sugar.
Yes. Sugar.
But, so I think this is week 3 of just not, and I'm not saying there's no sugar hitting me. I'm just not doing like added sugars and desserts and candies and stuff like that.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good shit. And doing okay. I miss the stuff, and I'll be back. Don't you worry, Cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Cookie Monster's on his way back for some content. I love that Keebler content. They make good content. Anyways, I've been eating carrots, and I always eat carrots in the first place. I like carrots. Carrots are great. But at a certain point, you get your carrot, you gotta wash it because it came from underground.
Sure.
Like, ew. That's gross. You got little rooty tendrils. Wipe those off. Whatever you call it. Get rid of the skin. It's a lot. And I'm like, do we really want these vegetables to be coming out of the ground? Isn't that gross? That's right. I'm developing carrots.
Okay.
These carrots were born floating.
Nice.
Also working on flotatoes. But
ooh, nice.
Flotatoes that's on the back burner right now. Carrots is mostly what I'm here to promote.
Yeah.
So just be walking around like a video game, There's a carrot. I don't know what video game I'm referencing. Maybe I think the Tiny Toons Adventure game on the SNES.
Wow.
I believe that had carrots.
They're tiny. They're toony. They're all a little loony.
A little hungry for carrots. So yeah, that's a dream world. There'll just be carrots floating around everywhere, and you see a carrot, you just go boing.
You go what?
Carrots. Boing. Boing.
Okay. Thanks. I was trying to set you up there.
I fucked it all up. Wait for it.
Boing.
All right. What do you got going on?
I came up with this product before my sense of smell was hampered. But I was thinking, everybody loves Raymond, and they also love the smell of like popcorn or pizza or cookies or whatever. So what if there was a deodorant that you could use that would make you smell like your favorite foods? So that's the product that I'm working on. But it's we've hit a snag in that I can't tell if they smell that way. So
that's really tough.
Yeah.
In the R&D department.
Yeah. And I'm so stubborn, I won't just ask somebody else's opinion. Because what if they're wrong? What if the smell that they like of pizza is not what I like of pizza? It's too much. So my product is on hold, but start looking forward to stores hopefully by the end of the year.
I will give you money to go out in public and just ask people, like, hold your arm out and just be like, does this smell like pizza? And let me film it and put it on our Instagram. Context!
All right. Should we do it now while I'm still positive?
Oh, we got to get you out in public.
Yes, I kept trying to get you to record this one in person.
Yeah, I know, but I can't go under, you know. I'm too important to the community. My content
Too much content.
Too much content. Not enough time.
All right, well, speaking of not enough time, my laptop is at 18% battery, so okay.
Okay.
Bye.